Around 1 million visitors a year beat a path to Haworth, the small West Yorkshire town nestling in the windy moors of the Worth Valley, mainly to see the home of the Bronte sisters. The house that writers Charlotte, Anne and Emily shared with their father, church minister Patrick, and their wayward brother Branwell is a major tourist attraction. Visitors wander around the parsonage and surrounding cobble streets to soak up the atmosphere of just how the Brontes lived 2 centuries ago. But there is a site that is equally important to the story of perhaps Britain's greatest literary family, around 6 miles or so away in the village of Thornton, on the western edge of the Bradford district, the birthplace of the 3 sisters. The premises that take up 72 to 74 Market Street have had various uses, from an apartment block to a cafe, but a campaign has been launched to turn it into an attraction that would complement Haworth's enduring appeal. It is estimated that it will cost £600,000 to buy the property, which is in a state of disrepair and neglect, and sympathetically renovate the Grade 2 listed building into a tourist attraction, comprising of a cultural and educational centre, a cafe and a holiday accommodation. But for Krista Ackroyd, a Bradford-born journalist whose face is a familiar one in Yorkshire after fronting local TV programmes between 1990 and 2013, it's not something that will just happen, she believes, but that it has to. Bradford is a much maligned place, she said. There was a survey this year that said it was the worst place to live in the country. It was her father that suggested she look up the Bronte sisters for inspiration. He was right to do so, she says. Here were 3 girls from Bradford. They were without money, their mother had died, so they grew up in a single parent family, and they were told in no uncertain terms that their dreams of writing weren't for the likes of them. Did they give up? No. Did they go on to achieve their ambitions? Yes. It's that inspiration aspect of the sisters that went on to write 7 of the most celebrated novels in the English language, between them, including Jane Eyre by Charlotte, Wuthering Heights by Emily, and The Tenant of Wildfeld Hall by Anne, that Ackroyd wants to deliver home with the campaign. Imagine a young girl from Bradford coming to this house and standing by the same fireplace that had the Brontes grew up in front of, and walking in their footsteps of their greatness. What better way to tell her, yes, you can follow your dreams and make them real. She would like the sisters' birthplace to become an inspirational place for everyone. The Brontes wrote about race, she said. Heathcliff in the Wuthering Heights was almost certainly black. They also wrote about class, gender and the treatment of women. All these are issues that people today are talking about. The story of the Brontes is as fascinating as the novels they wrote, and it can be an important tool to empower young people today. The plan is to get the house renovated and opened by 2025, when Bradford assumed the title of UK City of Culture. An online crowdfunder has been launched, and the project has been given an undisclosed amount from the City of Culture Capital Fund. The cost of purchasing the property is £300,000, with the same again expected to be spent on transforming it. Ackroyd said, "We had to have amazing support from Bradford people so far, but we are now looking for businesses, organisations and foundations from across the country to support us." One of the driving forces behind the scheme to bring the Brontes' birthplace back to use is Stephen Stanworth, who 20 years ago discovered and cleared the largely forgotten ruins of the old Bell Chapel in Thornton, where Patrick Bronte preached and the sisters were baptised. Bringing the sisters' birthplace back into use like this will be the final piece of the Bronte puzzle, he says.